Our speaker today is Eleos Theofilus Gandawidjaja. Allow me to read his achievements so far. So he liked to be called as ET, is a member of Toastmaster International, certified entrepreneur and professional. He is working as a venture capital, investment group, and private equity, and also grand mentor at Darwin and Associates. With comprehensive background from Bachelor of English Education at Widya Mandala Catholic University, certified on many specific skills, and wrote 14 ebooks about self-development, he offered broad and vast knowledge and experiences. He is also working on consultant at funding sharing economy and podcasting from mentoring program of Darwin and Associates. His hobby on podcasting began from the pandemic era since June 2020, and from then and now he always practice and release his episodes as podcaster to share his knowledge and experience. Please welcome our speaker today, Toastmaster Eleos.
Everyone, here is the box that you can fill in. This is the listener's checklist that you should check every time you know what is your audience, who is your ideal audience, and who inspire you, and who you want to inspire them. And now, let me explain about the demographic. This is the demographic part. And this demographic, we have several types. So there is one, it is age. In age, we have like babies, we have children, we have adolescents, we have adults, we have middle age, and seniors. Okay, thank you, John. Yeah. And then for the gender itself, there is men and women. Generally have different likes, dislikes, needs, and thought process. And then income. In income, we can measure the buying power of your audience. Well, in this case, is if they are willing to pay for the subscription monthly, or you can have some donation from them if they are willing to. And then occupation. In this, you can reach highly accounts with the highest revenue. Maybe you are targeting CEO, CFO, or board of directors as your audience, and they are willing to pay, or they are willing to transfer some money into your bank account because they want to access the premium version of your podcast show. Well, this is for the first of all. This is the next level of podcasting. This is after you make your own. So it is how you can market your show. And then it is ethnicity and religion. You can grouping based on local customs, religion, and national. So you can also get from the language and how you can observe they are doing in their life. And last, it is family structure. It is affects buying habits and sales process. Either they are instantly paid or they are delaying to pay for you for a subscription. Well, you can fill in the demographic segmentation variable. And then the second part, it is psychographic. Well, I will show you, this is the age demographics. For my own show, I have from the 0 to 17, there is under 1% of my audience. And in 18 until 20, I have 8%. And my biggest market capital in audience here is 23 until 27. It has half of my audience percentage, which is 54%. And then I have the second biggest, it is 28 up to 34. And then the third, it is 34, 35 until 44. And this is the list. The list is 45 until 59. And for the last, it is 60 plus. I have only under 1%. So based on this, you can custom what kind of content that you will make. Do you understand? You can type also in the chat box if you have some question, and Tom will help me to answer the question and answer at the end. Thank you. Let me move. And there is the gender itself. In gender, there is my podcast show. The biggest part of the biggest pie, it is male. I have 71%. It is more than half of my audience. It means that I should custom my content that satisfy the male. And then the female, it is below the percentage. It is only 19%. And not specified, it doesn't mean that they are not mentioning their gender. Maybe they are not logging in with their account, like email, like any kind of account that they are belong to. For example, like Spotify or Anchor or so on. And then non-binary, well, I will skip this part. And let me move this one. This is the types of psychographic segmentation. So you can segment your market by based on this personality, who they are, and how they usually behave in certain circumstances. And then you can also make it into these two parts, belongers and survivalists. For belongers, they are the one they are trying to fit in with their society or communities. And then for the survivalists, they are constant fear of losing everything. So you can observe their behavior, their personality by doing this. Which one are them? Are they belongers or are they survivalists? And then for the social status, we can separate it into high schoolers, university students, married or single. For lifestyle, you can make the part into like this. How do they start and end their daily life? And for the last part, it is value. How is their opinion, their attitude, and their interest? For example, their religion, their politics, their gender, their environment, arts, sports, hobbies. Well, before I move on, is there any question? So I can get some reaction from you here? No? Okay, this one. So this question I will try to answer in the end. So I know that I have some question here in this part. And now let me move into this. This is the third part. It is behavioral. Behavioral is this. So in behavioral segmentation examples, we have this one. Number one is purchasing behavior. It is their habitual. Are they willing to pay or are they pending to pay? And for the benefit side, are they the one that always, wait, I'm looking for this and I'm willing to pay it right now? Or, well, I don't have any benefit to listen to you or to pay you, I wouldn't to listen to your podcast. And then for the listener journey stage, it is about the aligned communication between you, the podcaster, and the audience. How you manage to engage them. Either you make a post that will ask them some question, and how you can make sure that they are like your post and they are share it to their friend or families. And then number four, it is usage. We have three parts of it. Number one, it is happy listeners. It is the most avid and engaged listeners. The one that always like your post, that always comment on your post and always share it to for their friends, their family. The second part, it is medium listeners, often time or event-based listener. They only listen when they have free time, or they only listen when you are talking about Valentine's Day, you are talking about Chinese Lunar New Year, and they are willing to listen to you, or you are talking about parenting and they are demanding that and they would like to listen to that. And then the last part, it is the light listeners. Only once listen to your show. So you can uh, make it into three parts. Are they the heavy one? Are they medium? Or they are light listeners? And let me move to the five parts. The fifth part, it is occasions or timing. Well, for this occasion or timing, the first part, it is universal occasion, like holidays, seasonal events. For example, holidays, Merry Christmas. If you are discussing about Christmas, what are they looking for in your content in Christmas? And for seasonal events, maybe you are talking about winter. As we are in Indonesia, in tropical area, we didn't have winter, and we would like to know what kind of winter season it is. And then for the recurring personal occasion, maybe you have birthday, you have anniversaries, or you have a monthly celebration. That's how you make it into the occasion. And then the rare personal occasion, it is like irregular and spontaneous donation. Well, we never know. There is someone that are willing to pay, and they are so kind that they really love your content and they pay you just for the occasion or timing. For the sixth part, it is about listener royalty. They are continually purchase your service. Every single time you launch a product, either it is merchandise, either it is premium content, either it is like your coaching session 101 or meet and greet, they are willing to pay. And they are the first one that are paying without any hesitation. That's the how you get the listener loyalty. And then the listener status, this is the last part. Non-listener may need to be made aware that they have a problem in the first place. Well, you should know. You should troubleshooting why they are not listening to you. And then for the prospects, they need to run why it's the best option. There are so many podcast shows there in Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and why they should choose you. Choose your podcast show to answer their question, their curiosity. And then first time listener, they need further instruction to listen. How you can listen how can they listen to your show? Either it is on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, or so on. You should state it so they can follow you, they can subscribe you, they can get your content. And the last and the part is it is about regular listeners. There's the one that have supplemental products or services. Maybe you have like the kind of CD that they can play every day, or special content that they can enjoy when they are having a break or they are taking a relaxed moment. And the last, it is about defectors. This is the former listener who have switched to other show. So they have another option and they leave you, and maybe they will come back into your show if they are willing to, after they found the value of your show. Well, that's the explanation about behavioral. And this is the geographic location. This is taken from my Spotify insights. The highest part and half of my audience, it is in Indonesia. followed by United States by 33%, and then France by 11%, Iran, Netherlands, it is 1%, and Russia, Malaysia, and other countries, it is below 1%. So I should focus on the Indonesian part. That's why I'm using Bahasa Indonesia as the language for my podcast show, because it is almost more than half of it. And this is about the listening platform. If you are wondering where I can access the another person show, and if you are wondering, is there any platform out there that I can submit my podcast so people can follow me, can listen to me, you can try this. If you see this data, this is very amazing. The mainstream platform only have 7%, and the non-mainstream platform I have 72%, and that's my secret, and that's why I reveal it here to all of you. So if you are willing to manually submit your RSS feed, you can go to the distribution status and you go into the bottom part and tap here to copy your RSS feed. And you should go to the podcast directory. This one is the podcast directories. You can try on the Acast, Podbean, Prayer FM, Podcast Republic, Spreaker, Anchor, Castbox, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, TuneIn Radio, Teacher, Podcast from Google, Breaker, Deezer, and Podcast Addict. This is some of examples, the other part of the mainstream. And this is my tips if you are building your content. This is the 30, 60, 90-day plan based on my research, based on my own doing. So the first 30 days, you should know the market. You identify the target market and their demographics. Identify what the market needs and develop, publish, schedule, calendar. Well, you can read the two part after this. You will get the file from the email after this session, because I already read the red part. And I have a group for all of you here if you want to join. This is some of the mentor and the coach that are in my group. If you want into the group, I will send you the link to the group after this session and before the Q&A session. There is some of it. This is, if you want, you can WhatsApp to my number to be included into the group so we can grow and run together. And that's all from me. Thank you.